What in the... I laid out and struck this piece on the wrong side. What an amateur move. If nothing else, that'll be easy to edit. Hello everyone, and Merry Christmas. Okay, I'm sorry if that sounded a little half-hearted. I'm filming this in October, but I'm absolutely positive when you hear it in December, with all that Christmas in the air, and what with no one wearing masks anymore, well, I'm sure it'll sound quite enthusiastic. Had I not seen the email with my very own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. It's YouTube Maker Secret Santa time. This has got to be the third? No, four? I'm not sure. Point is, I'll assume everyone knows the drill. A few of us here on YouTube make and swap gifts with each other secretly. So, shh. This year, the Sorting Hat has paired us up with Becky Stern. You may recall she made the collective us a gift last year, and this year we get to return the favor. Actually, now that I say that out loud, the year before that, we made screwdrivers for Sam of Look Mum No Computer. And when we made those, I remember being excited to return the favor because he'd gifted us the year before that. Am I traveling backwards in time but with forward-moving events? Holy smokes, I really should clean this bench. Same problem as last year, I'm afraid. What on earth are we going to make for Becky? This is hard enough with my wife every year, and she doesn't even have a YouTube channel where she broadcasts her projects and interests like Becky does. Becky appears to be into everything. That doesn't really help my cause. I'm just saying it would be a lot easier if she was like super into socket head cap screws, and like that's all her channel was about. But in her own words, she's into technology and crafts. Other than witchcraft, I'm afraid I don't know the first thing about crafts. But on the tech side, she builds what seems to be a lot of electronic doohickeys. So I took that as a lead. Now I'm a tools kind of fella, so that's where my head naturally goes. At first, I thought it'd be fun to make some crazy helping hands type tool. Like a third hand. What do you call those things with like the robot arms and the alligator clips to help you hold your work? Unfortunately, my imagination let me down. Couldn't really come up with a clever take on those that isn't already out there. That, and I'm sure she's already got a set. Then I thought maybe one of those soldering clamps, like Snap-on and Matco make. Mostly because I'd love one of those myself. But that didn't seem right either. Not on brand, as my dog so eloquently put it. Feels like the gift should be a bit more machinist-y. Sorry to interrupt, future Tony here. I planned to just let this build run as a montage while making you listen to music that felt like your last minute Christmas shopping at Kohl's. But there are a couple of things arguably worth talking about. I mean, if you haven't figured it out, we're building machinist's clamps, parallel clamps. And there's maybe not that much to machinist clamps. And that's why they're so great, really. Since these are gifts, I wanted to go the extra Yuletide mile. Typically, machinist clamps have a retaining clip of some kind to keep the screw captive. I really wanted to keep the lines cleaner on these, so instead, I decided to pin the screws in place. These pins are meant to sort of fit loosely in the groove you saw me turn into the brass screws. These pins bear no load when the clamps are in use. I think there's enough clearance, but I'm checking during the peening that the screws don't bind. We still want these things to turn. For the two people that are about to pause the video, let me save you the trouble. These are magnetic parallels. They're just like regular parallels. They let you pick your part up off the vise bottom or the fixture, but these are magnetically permeable. I think that's the right word. Basically, they let the magnetic chuck, well, still be a magnet. Transfers the magnetism, if you will. The bottom of these jaws have peened pins that kind of stick out, so the part wouldn't lay flat. And I couldn't put on a nice parallel grind. That screw jack that just Christmas miracled its way in, it's just packing. It happened to be the right size. Something to keep that screw from wobbling around, since this bronze happens to be non-magnetic. Now here's something I don't think you've seen before on this channel anyway. I bought it before I even had a milling machine and it very seldom sees the light of day. That tool is a diamond drag engraver. You can get them, I think, in high-speed steel, carbide, or diamond, like this one. It's nothing more than like a hard pointy thing in a spring-loaded holder. The further down you push it, the more the spring inside pushes back and the quote-unquote harder it engraves. Like the depth of cut here, in machining terms, is basically just how hard I want to push that point into the surface. Yeah, it's pretty cool, but again, I don't use it much. It'd make a great stocking stuffer though. I debated breaking into Becky's house at night and leaving these under her Christmas tree, but after weighing the pros and cons, I figured mailing them might be less illegal. So I needed a box. Well, will you just have a look at who's been a good boy this year? I have no idea who sent this, but I can tell you one thing. A double X box of Marlboro? This is a person that knows how to Christmas. Someone pinch. I thought I'd be let down if this really wasn't a box of 1,000 cigarettes, or at the very least, one pack of comedy-sized cigarettes. But would you have a look at this? Is that a robot arm? Is my dream of finally becoming a real robot boy gonna... It's from Emily the engineer. She writes, I made you a third hand. It's neither unpractical, heavy, or bulky. There's also instruction. Let's be honest here. I've been waiting for this day since I was probably 6 years old. Instructions. Wait, how do you turn it? We've got green lights. That's not how I remember it from the movies. Doggone it, how am I gonna... This thing is built solid too. It's heavier than it looks. These are some beefy 3D prints. I like how the battery's nice and tucked away in there. Look at that, steel reinforced. I absolutely love the Duplo color scheme Emily went with here. It makes technology friendlier, wouldn't you say? It definitely makes it easier to approach that someone in an empty parking lot at night. I really like how Emily did these grippers though. Let me turn this thing on. That gripper interface is really clever. I don't think I would have thought to try it this way. I don't know how to explain it to you on camera, but it's built like a gear hinge, if you're familiar with those. But instead of fixing one side and rotating the other, the two sides are fixed and she's pushing on the center with this like rack part, this threaded center part. Maybe that's how robots are done these days, I don't know, but it makes switching in different gripper styles pretty easy. So there's gear racks on the inside. They're fixed, of course, that these would be forced to roll around. And then, I don't know if I could do this laying on my bench. Is that cool or what? That's gotta be one of those tricks like the robots don't want you to know. I bet that saved her a ton of design complexity up in the business end here. And if that weren't enough, check this out. Wing nut, gotta love anything with a wing nut. It's adjustable. You could work on the bench beside you, goes all the way around. Heck, you could probably scratch your back. This is gonna save me so much time at the lathe. And with this, I just know my classification's gonna skyrocket at the breakdance competitions. You thought you were gonna see my breakdancing moves, didn't you? If you wanna see that, you're gonna have to come out to the courtyard on Saturday just like everybody else. But you know what you can see right now? The rest of the Secret Santa builds here on YouTube. The playlist should be down below in the description. For now, I wanna thank Emily the engineer for her awesome gift. I'm going to go check out her build video right now. Also, be sure to check in on Becky's channel, of course. I'm certainly curious how she's gonna make a whole video about getting clamps for Christmas. And thanks to the whole Secret Santa team. For everyone else, I hope you all enjoy your time off. Happy and safe holidays, and thanks for watching.